Mark DeFalco is an American TikToker who typically uploads videos of himself, his pets, and things he sees out in his day-to-day life. For the most part, he runs an overall normal account. But on May 20th of this year, he uploaded a strange video that is extremely unsettling. He walks toward a vehicle which appears to have crashed through a fence surrounding a cemetery. It sits quietly in the grass surrounded by gravestones as he approaches it. He then begins to hear something absolutely terrifying.
Damn, man. People gotta learn to slow down. Lucky they didn't hit none of these tombstones. Real lucky. Hello? You alright? You okay? What the hell? What the fuck is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
As Mark comes closer to the vehicle, he begins hearing a strange voice, sobbing nearby. He begins to call out, asking if anyone needs help, but receives no answer. The cries of a woman can now clearly be heard as he makes his way around the front of the car, only there's no woman anywhere in sight. The car appears to be empty, and as soon as he sees this, the crying mysteriously stops. Mark voices his obvious confusion before he ends the video, leaving us all wondering what happened next. This is the only video in regards to this situation on his page, and as far as I know, he hasn't offered any kind of explanation as to what he experienced that day. So the answer remains shrouded in mystery. But I ask you, do you believe this strange sobbing to be coming from a person out of frame? Perhaps the driver of the car, distraught after the crash? Or is there a more chilling explanation for this one? Perhaps some kind of restless spirit lingering around the graveyard, weeping in agony for Mark to hear. I don't quite know what to think about this one, so I leave it for you to draw your own conclusion here.
You okay? What the hell?
This next video takes us to the musical side of TikTok, where user Jake Levy uploads almost exclusively content surrounding his passion for musical theater. Most videos feature him singing various parts for roles, and at first glance, that's all you would see here. But on June 10th, he uploaded a strange video to his page of himself singing in an upper hallway in the home. He says that it was originally a draft of a video he uploaded a year and a half ago, and that he hadn't originally decided to post it until he noticed something strange. At the time of filming, he claims he was living in his childhood home by himself, so when he noticed this, he had no idea what to think about it, though he was very disturbed.
A point of no return, the final threshold, word for unspoken secrets will we learn.
As he sings in front of the camera, we see what appears to be a little girl peeking out of the dining room behind him on a lower level of the house. It moves into frame for about 3 seconds before disappearing back behind the wall and out of frame. After posting the video, he made a follow-up video where he further explains that he was indeed alone at the time and that he has no idea who this little girl was. One odd thing he does point out, however, is what is hanging in the dining room where the figure appeared. On the wall, he claims this portrait of a little girl was placed there before his family originally bought the home. He claims his family attempted to contact the previous owners to give it back to them, but received no response. Jake believes this might explain the identity of the little girl who appeared behind him in the video, and that she's somehow connected to this painting. But what do you think? Mario Lara is a pretty big name in the paranormal, and a few of his videos went viral a few years back. He owns a store in Mexico where he sells various items, though what most people would recognize him for are his many piñatas. Over the years, he's captured alleged demonic activity in his store, and it's all said to be attached to one single piñata. Though many viewers and experts argue the authenticity of his videos, they're absolutely creepy. About a year ago, he posted a clip taken from a security camera in his store. A robbery appears to be taking place in the middle of the night, though these thieves are about to get a lot more than they bargained for. After grabbing money out of the register, one of the thieves can be seen standing near a shelf in the store. The video becomes glitchy at this point, but we can see the man being violently thrown to the ground by something that isn't there. He begins to convulse and move around on the ground before he stops moving. His friend comes to check on him, but the man on the ground doesn't seem to respond to his friend's attempts to wake him. Suddenly, there's a bright flash and a levitating figure with long black hair wearing a white dress appears out of nowhere near the man laying unconscious. The friend makes a run for it. The floating figure moves its head around and the man on the ground begins to move again, almost as if he's in pain. His movements look strange, almost as if he's being controlled by some unseen force. He then begins slamming his head repeatedly into the ground before he stops moving again. After a few moments, he is able to get up, though he appears to be in a daze before he limps out of there, clearly in pain. Now, there's no way this is real, right? It's just a little too good. And I've never seen a haunting quite like this one. Like I said, many people are torn about this whole case in general, and real or not, Mario's videos are definitely creepy and entertaining to watch. So regardless of what you believe on this one, I hope you enjoyed it as well, though if it is real, it's an insanely terrifying haunting that Mario is dealing with in his store. This next story is one that I'm also on the fence about, though if nothing else, it's really creepy and just bizarre. TikTok user Kelly Ghost is a medium who claims to have a strange way of communicating with the dead. Her page is filled with video after video of her doing this, seemingly with a different result every time, which is what makes it so bizarre to me. So what exactly does she do? With a decently large piece of hanging fabric, basically a sheet, she takes a candle and begins to shine the light cast from the small flame onto the surface. And what seems to appear in the fabric is pretty strange and disturbing. Take a look. Very consistently, it seems that she can make faces appear in the shadows of the fabric, sometimes even in real time in front of a live stream audience. What's weird though is how every different one actually appears to be different, and some even have varying expressions. There are obviously a few different ways to set this up and fake it, but I really don't know what I think about it. So do you think Kelly Ghost is actually contacting the spirits of the dead as they manifest through the sheets? Or is it all just a hoax explained by light and camera tricks? This last video was uploaded to Reddit by user NoTell4117 on June 21st. His aunt was out of town, so he was over at her house looking over the place while she was gone. He initially didn't notice anything peculiar until he saw something strange on the nanny cam in the bedroom that belonged to her son. He first makes his way into the room to show us that other than a few toys, the room is empty. But when he goes back to film the screen displaying the live feed from the camera in the room, he sees something strange.
If I'm seeing or tripping, but check this out. So this is my aunt's son's room, right? There's no one in here. Right? Nothing. Closet. Nothing. Yeah. Nanny camera in here. Now tell me, right on the monitor here, tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room. Like I've checked, like went back and forth 3 times, and So, okay, nothing, right? Like what the I do not want to go back in there. Got an idea. Put this, like, right here. Okay, I saw a ball in the other room. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay. She was clear. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, alright. There is definitely something in there. I What the
In the middle of the room, there appears to be a very dark, shadowy figure just sitting motionless. We can see the toys all around it, like they were when he went into the room. But this doesn't seem to match anything actually in there. The shadow just looks so dark. The obvious conclusion you can draw from this is that the shadows being cast by the toys in the room, especially this dinosaur, could be making a strange image appear on this low-quality camera. But the shape of this shadow doesn't quite match or really make any sense as to why it would appear this way. He's very obviously unsettled and doesn't quite know what to make of it, but hasn't commented further on what he thought this was. So what do you think it is? Is it really some strange shadow person sitting in the middle of the room of a child? Or is it something more easily explained? Perhaps just strange lighting being picked up in a weird way on this nanny camera? You decide.